Let's go, my people. This fucking YouTube has been trying to glitch me. Yeah, I'm trying to glitch man out.
Yo, the other side of the pond. Broken kingdom. Divided kingdom. Ice Olmecs over here. We got Black Saxons. Norsemen. Vikings. Yo, the whole nine. We even got Roos up here. You know? Going back to ancient times, bro. Black Saxons, Union Jack spread like a virus and resurrect this hip-hop shit, the rapper Cyrus. King Marine, Genesis 6, call me your highness. It's Horus Clan, we spit from the book, not from the sinus. Black Saxons, Union Jack spread like a virus and resurrect this hip-hop shit, the rapper Cyrus.
Low battery.
Call me your highness, it's Horus Clan, we spit from the book, not from the sinus. Food shortages, empty shelves, the main stores start rationing, prepare yourselves. I seen it coming from decades back, they never listen. Emotionally react cause they blinded by religion. And this is Britain where surviving is a mission. Weak niggas fall over and get swallowed by the system. I know they hate it, but I remain the most anticipated, simple and plain. My rebirth from the necropolis, they shitting they self down. Back the nominees cause they
Low battery.
my return 2007, other than waving your oats. Man, the scene was dead, man, I remember it. We met, put me an axe on the shed. On Yeoman Street, my first show, fresh in my head. Bare face from the cradle to
Guys, I'm
grave.
sorry I'm a bit late. You know, I say this every time I go live, innit? YouTube was trying to glitch me out. Where is my fucking cable for my speaker? My charger, right? We got a lot to talk about as usual.
Low battery. Power off.
And since we've been hitting it off, we're going to continue to build on these subjects. Let me just locate my charger wire for my speaker and we're going to go ahead. Yeah, whoever it is that is tuned in, salute to yourself. What the fuck have I done? Oh, here we go. Here we go. I do have more than one wire, by the way, yeah? But I wasn't prepared. And yeah, we want to speak about what has become of the world. How come the world is so messed up right now? Yeah? What has become of it? How did it become like this? What's the key points of where we are today with how the world got here? You know what I'm saying? Because we can't just magically just appear here out of nowhere, you know? The world is like stuff happened in the past. We've spoke about this quite a lot. Stuff happened in the past which is responsible for the situation of today's world. Yeah. So I want to speak a bit about all of the moving parts that go along with what the world has become today, because really we can say the world is fucking chaotic right now. It's chaotic. Some people can't even define what the world is. How long can this world go on like this? Obviously, we know politically, geopolitically, we're in chaos. We're on our last legs. If you're talking about climate, even though we know a lot of this stuff is manufactured, it doesn't cancel out the fact that the climate is shifting. You understand? Shit is changing. So what is happening right now? What has become of the world that we was familiar with? The world that was recognizable. How come now the world is so unrecognizable? That's basically what we're going to speak about. So who paneturu menu no say you kamuna lulbi who he the deities and nothing exists except by way of him. Nukta o fugmin antuten ya enosat anuki tem li pata anuki li pali ul nuk halag tu pali ulat nuk gabal tu pali ulat amabi kun anuki pamahoy shil neturu pare shil neturu pamustarasil shil neturu anuki fi panawashil way kalunda kulni anuki hayuzina zu. So yeah, we've got a few things to talk about, even mentioning also the seven thunders. I'm gonna keep this to an hour, yeah, and that's why I wanted to just do it as a face-to-face live rather than have to like do all this cloud atlas shit. Yeah, I want to break from that slideshow stuff. So yeah, we already know, because we say this a lot, the world is a stage. We all know the world is a fabrication. What we know as the world, even the world we were familiar with, was fabricated that way. It was manufactured that way to favor certain set of people over other set of people. We already know that basic. That's normal standard knowledge for anyone. They know, okay, white racism, supremacy, and the whole history of colonialism and all of that stuff. So we already knew the world was fucked, but we was familiar with that version of the fucked up world. This world that we're in now, a lot of us are not familiar with it. We don't understand the dynamics of what's happening behind the scene, even though we might be aware that something's happening and something big's about to happen and stuff. We can't really pinpoint what the details are or what the small print is saying. More time people are just going off a whim and just winging it, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, I'm making the point that this world now, people are kind of sussing out, hold on, this is not the same world. Something is switched, something has changed that they never really highlighted or never really told us. Let me move my laptop because I was playing around. To try and get this thing. I don't know why it won't let me go live on my laptop today, so I'm live on my phone, innit? I thought I can't waste no more time. Yeah, but okay, that's a bit more comfortable for me. Yeah. So yeah, the world is basically an illusion, a stage, and it was set up this way deliberately by a certain set of people who are power hungry, who want to control everything in this world, the people, the lands, and all that stuff. We already know that stuff. We've spoke about Tartaria in the Escape from the Chicken Farm, and spoke about this great war of Tartaria that is not told to us through the official conventional history books. We know that 1756 has a strong date to do with Tartaria, especially to do with the freeze that came over Ireland. We mention it in COVID 1984, and also the date of 1812, because that was supposed to be the date when Tartaria had fallen. It had become like a shadow of itself now. So even though it wasn't completely destroyed, it was no longer the Tartaria that we know for high technology and all of this amazing shit. After 1812, it now became like just an old man. It's on its last legs and shit. And so from 1812 going all the way up to 1850, that period involved them really getting rid of Tartaria now and wiping it out of the history books, and China and Russia and stuff taking the land that was Tartaria and just adding it to China and adding it to Russia. So on today's maps, you don't see no Tartaria, right? The reason why the world has come to where it is today, yeah, we've hinted at it in other lives. We don't control our media. We don't own fuck all. I said it when I was doing the tribute to my dad. We don't own nothing. I said it in the slideshow last night when I was speaking about the sisters and stuff. We don't control our media, and we don't control our education. Mothers are not homeschooling at home, like in general, in the wider scheme of things. Yeah, shout out to the few mothers that do. Yeah, but Rockefeller realized that the power of education in the home, how the woman used to be in the home, being a mother and being a housewife, that's a whole fucking job. It's not just something, oh, I'm just a mum, I've had a baby. It's a fucking job. Just like the man's job is to go out and provide protection, food, stability, and all that type of stuff, reassurance for his family. It's the same with the woman. She's the first school. Even from the simple fact that she'll put her baby over her shoulder, and she will have to teach that baby how to burp. She's the teacher. That's her school. She's teaching the skill by tapping the baby on his back and rubbing the baby's back so that they can bring their window, so that they can burp. That's just one thing. That's like one of the first things your mum taught you. Yeah. So shout out to the team. Yeah. Shout out to Melinda. Shout out to Child of Yah. So ultimately, when we've been normalized into a system where the first teacher, the mother, is not there to teach the child certain things about what the community ideals are, or what the tribal traditions or culture is, that's a very bad thing. For us, it's normalized. We don't think it's nothing. Yeah, women want to be like men. Like I say, women ain't women no more. So they knew, okay, we need to get the woman out the home and make her feel like she's missing out, because the men are out here working and making all this money. We've got to get her to feel like, hold on, I've got the short straw here. I don't want to stay home and raise babies and shit. And this is the whole argument about gender roles and stuff. All of that was deliberate. They instigated them type of arguments with what they was doing because they needed to take the woman out of the house. And the angle they was coming from was like, okay, well, you guys are not getting a fair deal because the men are making all this money and rare, and so it started becoming, okay, women need to be equal to men. Like they're playing this thing off. You understand what I'm saying? While they were doing this, they're losing sight of the fact that, hold on, if you take the woman out of the home, who's going to teach the children? The state, you understand, is now, or the government and stuff is now going to say, okay, so we'll make a public school and we'll teach all your children for free. And the population think, okay, wicked, this is brilliant. When really it's not. It's a psychology. Because once they in control of your child's education or our education, ours and our children's education, now they can dictate what they're going to teach to us. You understand? And they can dictate what's important and what's not. They can normalize shit. This is normal. Everybody's doing it. So you could be totally against it, like homophobia or transgender and all that stuff. But they've normalized it. So as far as they're concerned, they're in control of your child's education. If you don't bring your child to school, you can get in trouble. This is how did we get there? We got there by apathy, not realizing what the strength in that woman's role at home. For her to be able to teach them children and pass down the information that her and her husband are building on, and then trickle that down into the children as the first and original school, so we control our children's mind. They ain't coming home and telling us, oh, dad, there's nothing wrong with gays, you know. Oh, you're old-fashioned or rare. That's what the system did to them. This is how we got the fuck it. There's children now that will come and tell their mum and dad, oh, you lot are wrong, you know. You're sexist because there's nothing wrong with homophobia. Who told you that? Oh, we learnt it in sex education in school. Hold on, you never told me about this. Neither did your school or your teachers or nothing. So hold on, the teachers and everything, they controlling your whole philosophy. Like I said, they controlling our education and they controlling our media, which means they control us. Because in order for you, remember, perception is reality is perception. So if they're controlling your education and your media, that's like they control your perception. So hold on, they control your reality. Only operate in that framework of what they've told you. So it was very important for Rockefeller in the 1900s to come up with this border education and come up with this rote learning where everything's just memory and shit. So humans are just memorizing a whole bunch of lies that have been taught and pushed into us from the system. Nobody's really learning nothing unless you're taking your own research into your own hands and you're spending time researching and confirming and cross-referencing shit. If you're just turning up at school, just following a curriculum, and you never looked outside of that curriculum, then your scope of this defined reality is very limited. Yeah, I'm not saying you can't change that, because you can. You can decide, yo, I'm going to take back my education now and do more to be my own teacher and learn shit. It's not that hard. You just have to have the commitment to say, I'm going to be honest with myself. If I don't understand, I'm going to have to seek help, ask someone to clarify this thing, what I'm studying. Because even though I'm studying it, I don't get it. Do you understand? So you have to take back control over your media, meaning you have to take your attention away from just being scattered, from any hand that's feeding you, you eating from it. So not because it's the news. If I come across BBC, I might turn it over or turn it off, because I know what the influence of that thing is. Even if I think, oh, I know too much, that's not going to really influence me. It fucking is. Because that's how powerful this media thing is, subliminally and shit. And we're not always thinking, there's things in our subconscious that we have no idea about on the conscious level. But it's controlling us consciously, because we're spending so much time having a sneak peek at CNN or whatever else. We don't understand how much that controls our lens or our dynamics. Yeah? So humans being controlled by just those two things, media and education. And if you look at the Western nations, yeah, the Western nations have complete control over their education. If we go to Africa or Asia or South America or whatever, the governments don't control so much of the people's lives. Like, there's people who still live off the grid and control their own education. They have their own schools, they have their own hospitals where they deal with their own ancient tradition medicines and stuff. But once you come into what you call the developed world or the Western world or the modern world, then really that modern world is controlling you. Your every thought, your every move and everything is monitored and is like is dictated to you. So you have to toe this line. If you step out of line, then you something in the system is going to come and try and put you back in line, because this is how much of a control this whole media, and America's the worst, because I've said it before, America is a media nation. So is China. So is Japan. Them three nations, and so is here, England. But the three biggest is America, China, and Japan. Their whole shit is digital. You can go outside and it's a whole digital shit. They got neon lights everywhere, kind of like last, and everything that they are taking in is coming from these media stuff, this CNN, this Fox, this CBS, digital, Facebook, Hollywood, celebrities, music industry, because that's the center of it, where everything's pivoting around it. America is where the most intenseness of it is, and we can see that playing out now when we look at TV and see what's going on in the world. If we do happen to watch the headlines or whatever, you can see how, hold on, America's on steroids with everything that's going on in the world. And China, you understand? Japan's kind of quiet, but they don't really let you know what the fuck they're doing. They could be on any kind of vibration. So all of these things is how the world got to where it is today. We have to get away from allowing the media to dictate to us what's important. So I keep telling people, whatever's in the media, and you look on Facebook or Instagram, everybody's talking about what's on the news. So that shows you that all these people are still controlled and influenced by the news. Let's use the Megan Thee Stallion story. I was resisting talking about this for time because I was seeing that bastard. Now they've spoken about this in the news. Everyone shifted onto Megan Thee Stallion and Trey, what's his name? Trey Songz. So now everybody, oh, Trey Songz, Megan Thee Stallion, she's right, he's wrong, he's this, I can't believe that, I can't. And I'm like, look at this circus, yeah? And as soon as that story's dead now, they bury that story and push another one and tell you, look over there, yeah? Let's say it's talking about Kanye West is missing. Now everybody's talking about, yo, where's Kanye West? Where's Kanye West? Where's Kanye West? No one would have said that if the media didn't put out, yo, Kanye West is missing, you know, where is he? And then sit back and watch it, yeah? And now we're all like, yo, Kanye West, Kanye West, Kanye West, Kanye West, Kanye West. And then they say, Balenciaga. Everyone's like, yo, Balenciaga, 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 Balenciaga. Everyone's following this media. And so that's why this world is come to this, because it's like a Stockholm syndrome that most people don't even realize they're giving so much power to this media. It's a magic thing. It's like subliminal seduction. You see what I'm saying? So America, England, UK, all these places, these are media places. I've never seen no one drop down and somebody said, bastard. If I said, yo, what's happening? Oh, this person's dying of corona, you know. They've got corona, so they just drop like them Chinese when it first started. Dropping in the streets, man. There's fucking ambulances whizzing everywhere. Nigga, none of that shit's going on in the real world. It's going on in the digital world. America is a digital world. They can create a reality just by putting it on television. Yeah, they're a bunch of crisis actors and whatever rehearsed scripted thing. And because you guys are so plugged into this media, you guys have made this shit real. This real, R-E-E-L, is not real. It's a Hollywood reel. But they use that word for real because the intention is for you, when you watch it, your consciousness creates this fucking reality. You encode this into this reality, or we do. When the 200 million people go to watch Star Wars, nigga, expect aliens. Because we encoded that shit into our reality. So we don't understand that this world is a product of me and you and the things we're giving attention to. Because we've been fooled to think, oh, we're just watching a movie. We don't understand that's moving me and you out of our center, and it's moving me and you to create the world that they want. The makers of them films, the makers of them movies is a suggestion, yo, make us this world. We want aliens, we want predators, we want viruses. You go and watch it. And when you go and watch it, oh, Psycho, did you watch American Psycho? Now we got psychos everywhere. Gala going missing everywhere, serial killers. That's all because we had all them serial killer movies. We created these Jeffrey Dahmers and these Ted Bundys and shit, man. You understand? Yo, all the Star Wars movies, Aliens movies, Independence Day movies, all these fucking movies, Stargate. We created the UFOs and the aliens and shit that's flying around right now. This is what this world's come to because we were fooled and not we didn't remember that all this is based on our perception. Whatever we give our attention to, we're paying for that experience. So if we're going to the movies, all 200 million humans, to watch a fucking Star Wars, we're paying for that to be in our reality. We want Darth Vader niggas, we want flying ships, we want demons, we want fucking attacks and shit on Earth. This is what they want. So they've created this paradigm now. They told you Hollywood. It's a tele. All you do is watch it. Entertainment, that's what it is. It's nothing what they told you. It's magic. Yeah? And all of us, we watch it. We watch the news, we watch Hollywood films, we watch celebrities, we watch all this, especially the shit that we don't want. More time, we're not watching stuff that we want. We're watching these serial killer stuff. Oh, I like it, you know, true crime. Or I'm watching alien movies, you know, yeah, rare. You understand? I'm not saying not to watch them. I'm just saying be aware of what this machine is and take back your power, control over it, have a counter magic. So when you're dealing with this thing, you're not moved out of your center, and you're not contributing to the manifestation of this madness and this chaos. So it's not your government's fault. Strictly, it's yours. Mine, yours, human beings, black people, white people, Chinese people, women, woke people, whoever people. The fact that we're still caught up in this magic, not knowing that bastard, we should have dashed that TV out my room. I don't want a TV in my bedroom. I don't want one. I don't want them kind of fucking the power of suggestion and stuff in my room, because then I won't be doing these lives and stuff as much, because I'll have it there. Let me put the TV on and just scroll through the TV like people scroll through Instagram. I don't watch telly because I know what the telly is. It's not entertainment. It's not informing me. It's misinforming me. Do you understand? So it's giving me a higher mountain to climb. There's already enough misinformation if we want to talk about history or religion or science or magic or black people. So why am I going to watch something like BBC, who's only going to give me more fucking lies to this thing and further complicate me trying to sift through this madness to find this truth? But a lot of us are grabbing any piece of information. Oh, did you hear about this? Did you hear about this? Did you hear about that? Boy, CNN said this. This guy said that. That guy said this. They said this, you know. You understand? You have to take back your attention, man, and stop paying for all this bullshit. Because it's too expensive. You can't afford it. I can't afford it. We can't fucking afford it no more. You understand? We can't afford to just be winging it. You've got enough guidance here. Look how many books have been mentioned. You talk about Kemet, from the Book of Tahotep to the Book of the Dead to the Litany of Re to the Emerald Tablets, Kaibalion, and then you can go to Sumeria, the Sumerian tablets, the Lost Book of Enki, Zachariah Sitchin, the Tablet of Eternal. There's so much information here for us to just, let me concentrate on these few things. And once I've got them out of the way, I'll go on to these next few things. And I'm going to build myself like I'm building a machine, like I'm building a fucking pyramid. I'm going to build myself, and I'm going to take back the power of me building. I'm going to be self-made. You understand? So I'm going to stick out like a sore thumb, because I don't operate off this system's iOS. This iOS that's running this world, Jadefre don't operate off that. So every day now, and I'm glad because I'm getting loads of discussions every day in my DM and shit. And people are like, yo, I'm giving you your flowers and I don't understand why you not got more flowers and why you not got more followers. I don't even understand how you still do this. I still do this because it was never meant for me to get flowers from people. My flowers come from Scribe Tribe, from the few people who this shit means everything to them, because it's giving them eyes. They can take it, go away from this life and fucking test it against what they see and what they're experiencing in the fucking world. And they say to themselves, bastard, this guy knows what he's talking about. Because for the first time now, I can see clearly what the fuck this thing is. I'm not trying to see it as nothing else. I'm seeing it for what it is now, because Jadef Rates helped me to see. And now I want to see more. You understand? So for them, it's everything. And further, they climbing out of this consciousness trap that we're calling the world and old media and social media, because now they've developed their awareness to the point they can use it as a counter magic. You understand? They can sift through all this madness and not be so affected by it like they were before, or so confused by it like they were before. They can start defining this shit now. They can make a mathematical model of what the fuck is going on, just like your government might, the think tank might make a model and prediction and shit. I'm giving niggas jewels to do that for themselves. To say, yo, let me, and yo, bastard, this is where the world's going. You understand? I wrote 5 books. One of them, COVID 1984. So much shit in that book is right. It made me think to myself, bastard, that book is even more powerful than George Orwell. Some people might hear me say that and think, bastard, this guy thinks he's better than George Orwell. You fucking damn right. George Orwell's book, 1984, I love that book. You understand? I love the fucking book. It's a cult classic. That's why I called my book COVID 1984. Yeah? And now I sit here and say, yo, my book is about 100 times more powerful than George Orwell 1984. George Orwell 1984 must have sold about something like 40, 50 million copies worldwide. This is how big a cult classic this book is. It told us maybe two, three things that we've seen happen. Told us, oh, Big Brother. It was the first book to give us that term. Big Brother is watching you. And these cameras and shit. I could pick out maybe 3, 4, let's be generous and say there's 10 things in there that it got right. Nigga, COVID 1984, there must be 100 shits that I said in that book that have just fucking bang, come out and whack people till they're on the phone telling me, yo, have you seen this? Have you seen that? Have you heard this? Have you heard this? This is what they're saying now, what we said in that book. That book's even more powerful than George Orwell 1984. But we're so stupid. You see what white people have done for 1984? It's a cult classic. They're like, bastard, we got to celebrate this book because this book is brilliant. The guy knew all this stuff before it happened, these 3 things, and just because of the strength of that, this book is all time known, it's timeless, it's always going to be spoken about. When 2020 happened in China, the sales for George Orwell 1984 went up by 300%. We're talking about China. Yeah, so even the Chinese was like, bastard, this is like George Orwell. Yeah, 1984. Yo, I'm going to buy that book. I read that book in jail years ago because I always wanted to read it. Do you understand? And it whacked me like, bastard, this is the real deal. This guy must have really knew some shit. This ain't just no story. Do you understand? But this is why I'm explaining when I say, how did the world get to where it is today? Yeah, it's a madness. If you look at books like George Orwell 1984, it's giving you the jewels in there. It's telling you that, yo, this was a plan over hundreds of years. These people had this plan to make this, to tiptoe about what they're doing. Not do it in a big rush, but set like, okay, over 300 years, we're going to slowly take more power, take more power, take more power. Yeah, and the people ain't going to see because we're tiptoeing. We're not taking massive steps. We're taking these little steps, but all these little calculated steps and legislations and acts and laws, you understand what I'm saying, is going to create a scenario where more and more people, where fewer people end up with more power. So all the power is being controlled by a small group, and that small group keeps shrinking and shrinking and shrinking till you only got, like, let's say 30 families controlling everything in the whole fucking world. You understand? It may be even like, maybe even 3 families by now. They control everything just in an umbrella thing. As the parent company, if you go right to the top, you're like, bastard, it's only about 300 families that control this whole shit. They call them the Committee of 300. So everyone, whether you're talking about McDonald's, Ford, Nike, Balenciaga, fucking Tesla, whatever, yeah? All of them shits is only controlled by 300 companies. And them 300 companies, you can say like families. Yeah, and it's the same people who have been controlling this shit for about the last fucking 1,000 years. You understand what I'm saying? And we out here in this race hamster wheel stuff, not realizing this is going to keep going on and on and on and on until somebody gets it and finds a way to get humans to realize, hold on, we've been conned here and we keep letting ourselves be conned. You understand? This world and why it's ended up like this and how the world has come to this is not an accident. It's fucking deliberate. And it's your responsibility as much as mine to see that this shit is fucking changed, that it's done. That this is the last generation that's gonna fucking experience this without striking out, without pushing back. You understand? Just turning a blind eye, just talking about it. Yeah, it's time for you to claim back your power, and what that means is the power to take fucking action, to say I'm not having it no more. So this is what I'm doing to contribute to the wave of people that's feeling like me, like bastard. Imagine if we all said that. I'm not having this no more. I got to do something about it. You understand? So on the back of education and media, now you got social media, the agenda. I spoke with my people today. Shout out to Puds and Akia. They came here and we got into a conversation about Event 201, and they was kind of unfamiliar with it. And I was like, listen, Event 201 is like the simulation that they ran just like couple weeks or maybe 1 week before the actual coronavirus. There was a simulation where they was like, okay, what if the world was struck by a virus? And they played the whole shit out because it was planned. Yeah. And what Event 201 was to deal with people like me. They said, you know what? There's going to be a lot of people that see through this shit and speak out. They call this conspiracy theorists. Yeah. So when the conspiracy theorists don't come out, yeah, how are we going to deal with them? And Bill Gates and them was like, okay, censorship. We're going to take censorship to the next level now. So remember, they called YouTube, Google, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, fucking any company that's worthy of the name of company. All of them were there. And they decided that, yo, if one person like Jadefre gets striked on Instagram, Instagram's got to send that message to Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Google, and every other company in this bitch, so that they all know, okay, I got to watch this Jadefre guy. And now we all got to like stick together and censor him. So if he tries to jump off of Instagram and jump onto Facebook, Facebook already know, okay, that's the guy that got striked off Instagram. So just monitor his shit or put him on a soft censorship or put the algorithm so it's just diverting him. This is real shit. Most of these clowns out here, and this is going to sound like I'm hating, I really don't care how it sounds. I'm only here for a few people, yeah? But most of these big platforms out here, them niggas will have you chasing your tail. They don't have no fucking solutions for you. All they're going to do is point out at the problems with the world. I'm trying to get down to the solution as to why I'm telling you, how did the world come to this? There's keys in this for you. Do you understand? How you can get out of this fucking entanglement, if you want to call it that. Like fucking Jada Pinkett. So humans are in an addiction to convenience and an addiction to gratification. So how social media works, it trains you to have a short attention span and to have like a crack addiction, to get fixes from likes. If someone likes your shit, that's like someone telling you in your face, yo, you're pretty, you know, or you're handsome, you know, I like you. Yo, you're cool, you are, because I like that clothes and that picture, what you post. That's a dopamine. So now people every day are looking for a dopamine spike. That's why you keep checking your phone. Anyone's chatted to me on Instagram, or what's the new notifications? Has anybody seen my picture? Or did they realize I've got a new hairstyle? Or did I see my muscles look bigger? Or people are looking for a fix. It's like me smoking this spliff. I'm looking for a certain kind of escape or a feeling or whatever. And this is, social media is even more powerful than this spliff. You can say right now, fuck crack, fuck heroin, all of that shit. The real crack, the real heroin is fucking social media. And Instagram's one of the worst one of them. Instagram, I was supposed to do this on YouTube and Instagram today. If you notice, I've decided fuck Instagram. I'm just doing it on YouTube and that's it. And if Instagram people don't want to leave Instagram and come to YouTube to watch this live, then they got a fucking problem. This is what I mean about the crack. It's actually crack. People will jump on this live right now to go and check Instagram just to see, yo, has anybody posted anything? Has anyone said anything? Has anyone liked my fucking, the last thing that I posted or whatever? Because the addiction of it is so strong, and none of you would argue with me who are watching this. You won't argue with me. You'll be like, bastard, I have to fight myself sometime just not to look in my phone or not to grab my phone soon as I wake up. That phone must be your God. Sometimes you ain't even said, yo, gratitude for me waking up today. It's like, you're already scrolling. You in the religion of scrolling. That's your fucking religion. Some people, last thing they do before they go to bed, they're scrolling and shit. Somebody mentioned Event 201, so I'm gonna, it was like the bloody rehearsals. Yeah, they even has fake newspaper articles. And notice how precise it was. They're saying it's a simulation, but it's so fucking precise what they're saying. It's like, yo, come on. And the same thing happened here if you got Hawkeyes with the 7/7 bombing in London when they blew up all them buses and stuff. They had a simulation running on the same day. How can that be a coincidence? They every time they put a simulation on, oh yeah, we're having a simulation in London. Suppose some terrorists came and blew up some buses, and while they're having this simulation, some terrorists happen to come and blow up these buses. Get the fuck out of here. This shit don't happen like this. There ain't no coincidences no more. Nigga, all that shit scripted, all that shit staged. Do you understand what I'm saying? There's a documentary called Ludicrous Diversion, yeah, where they blow the hell out of that. What I'm saying here, they take it to the next level because they show you all the receipts, about 100 receipts, to show you that this shit didn't happen like what they said. Them niggas wasn't even in London that day. The train that they said these terrorists was on wasn't even running on that day. The pictures that they flashed up on the news was 4 or 5 years old of them somewhere else and cropped up and shit. So yeah, hold on, this is some joke thing. You understand? So that was a simulation for the London bombings. It was 7/7, July the 7th, 2007. Do y'all remember that shit? The buses were getting blown up and shit. I had friends that was fucking going through the underground while that shit was happening, crying and shit. You get me? I'm sorry, I have to laugh because when he told me, I just laughed at him. Why you fucking crying, man? Try and get out of there, yeah, but crying. The nigga started crying and that, yeah. I used to work with him, so that's how I know. But in the same way, Event 201, that was the simulation for this pestilence. I don't want to keep using that term because the last time, notice I don't really speak about the pestilence because for the whole of 2021, they fucking censored me. I'm talking about I couldn't even go live. I couldn't go live on my TZT page, couldn't go live on my Jedefre page, couldn't go live on YouTube. It was too much. I was like, bastard, I really got to stop talking about this because they don't like me. They know I'm onto something. So they don't even want me to talk about it to 5, 6 people. The shit's so powerful, they just don't want me to talk about it. So I wasn't even allowed to grow and grow a following because they was like, bastard, that nigga serious. He write books and shit and articulate. He said, yo, censor him. So I did the wrong thing. If I would have known, I'd have never posted none of that shit from Coronation onto my Instagram because that's how it started. Soon as they seen that and the feedback that was coming from it, my whole shit got shut down, man. I lost accounts that was in a better position than the ones I've got now, where I put work into these accounts. You understand? I had to start again like 2, 3 times over. At certain times, my business was hanging by a thread because I was relying too much on Instagram and Facebook to sell books rather than just going live and just not working for money no more. Telling myself, yo, money works for me. I've always got enough money and my whole shit changed. Do you understand? But before that, I was stressing about bastard because remember, I just quit my job to do this book thing full time. So I'm still got the fear of bastard. What if this thing don't work? And what if it's not consistent? And where's my next money gonna come from? And my children and blah, blah. And my mind was just tricking me until I had to walk that path, man, and see, bastard, you fooling yourself, nigga. You supposed to have been doing this long time ago. All this other shit is an illusion. You're not supposed to be an employee. The world has ended up like this because we fell for the trick. We drank the Kool-Aid. Our mothers and that drank the Kool-Aid. They thought, oh shit, I can work. Let me go and get a job. Yo, it's wicked. Women can work now. Nah, nigga. Now they can wash us. Because them women ain't in the home to carry on these traditions and to maintain certain things, as that's the most important job in this bitch, being the housewife. But now it's frowned upon. Oh, you a housewife? Oh, you submissive? You cook his food? You iron his clothes? Oh, why'd you listen to your husband? Oh, that's bullshit. Nigga, I'm liberated. Bitch, I'm liberated. I'm out here going Cardi B concerts or whatever. Coachella. You know, it's all fucking crack, man. It's crazy. So George Orwell, 1984, is a good book, but my book's even better. Why do I say that? Because of what we're going through now and what we've seen. We've seen what this thing's done, you know. We've seen who was talking about all of this shit before there was people dropping down dead with heart attack. We was already out here saying, yo, myocarditis, that's what we predict, or thrombosis, yeah, where they're going to get these fucking heart palpitations and shit and their heart's going to fuck up. And we also said, yo, they're going to get blood clots. And the worst one is going to happen in the brains, yeah, and it's going to affect women more. What have you seen? Go and do the fucking research, man. They telling you this shit out there now. You understand? Because they have to tell you at some point anyway. So they've already started leaking out all this stuff that Jedefre was trying to tell you. But because I don't look like Mark Zuckerberg, like a white man, Ain't much people that were paying attention. I was like, oh, what's this nigga saying? Think he knows everything? Nigga, he ain't a doctor. But as soon as Bill Gates comes on TV, everybody, bastard, it's Bill Gates. What's he saying? Oh, he said this. Nigga, Bill Gates ain't a doctor neither. Do you understand what I'm saying? But we still in this Muzungu worship thinking that if they say it, we got to pay attention. So what? Nigga, I don't listen to Bill Gates. Bill Gates can come and make a speech tomorrow. I'm not listening to it. Other people are going to have to tell me what he said. If Boris Johnson comes and makes a speech, I don't want to listen to it. Why? Why is he important? He ain't got no power over where black people go. We have the power over where we go. But we keep paying attention to, oh, redacted. You know what they said? Fauci this. Oh, Trump this. Biden this. So really redacted is just keeping you focused on politics. Politics to me is insignificant right now. So it don't really make sense for me to keep watching on what's Biden saying. Oh, Biden's got found with papers in his house. Don't get me wrong, you aware of what's going on in the news, but you don't let it like consume you. Oh, but have you heard? Biden got found with papers in his house, confidential papers. Yeah, nigga, I heard. So, what do you want me to do? Huh? Do you want me to go and represent Biden and get him off? Or do you want me to go and prosecute him and get him in? Like, you know what I'm saying? Why are you telling me this? It's got fuck all to do with me. I know Mother Nature taking this shit out. These New World Order people, they ain't gonna get it how they want. I know they ain't going. They shit falling down. The Babylon has fallen. The Matrix has crumbled. So yeah, I'm not surprised. Am I supposed to be surprised that Biden got found with these papers? Am I supposed to react to it and give it my time? Nigga, I got time for my friends who drive 100 miles today to come and sit down for a couple hours and smoke with me. I got time for them. I got time for gym to give myself love and keep myself in shape. I got time for this live to show the people that I got time for them because they got time for me when I'm dealing with the scribe tribe, the ones that I owe this to them. You understand? Because they invested in me and they believed in me. So that means I believe in them. So I do this job for them. I'm not trying to convince you. If you one of them spectator niggas peeping over from behind your screen, oh, yo, I'm watching you there, I'm never going to put a like on his shit, I don't even want him to know I'm watching my shit. Yeah, nigga, I see you. You get me? I don't want them to know that I watch all his shit. Yeah? Every time he does a live, I watch his shit, yeah? But I'm never going to put a like. I'm never going to comment. I'm never going to contribute or forward his shit. Fuck him. He don't deserve no fucking shine. Yeah? And in the back of their mind, they're saying, yo, this guy's dope, But fuck it. I'm not giving him no fucking credit. Fuck Jeffrey. Do you know how much people are like that in your cipher? If we come out of this video tomorrow, you might see on there, this has been viewed 67 times and have on something like 4 likes. So that means there's 63 hater niggas out there that really watching like this. The fuck, man. Really, they wish they was doing this. And so your haters are really your fans. But they don't get that. You understand what I'm saying? How the world come to how it is. So a lot of people are looking for dopamine spikes. That's what the selfie craze is for. And don't get me wrong, it's not always bad. It's, are you controlled by that? Is your every waking moment just based on this? All of us like to feel like we appreciate it, or somebody liked our picture or found us attractive or whatever. It's normal as a human. But humans not supposed to rule you no more. You're supposed to rule your human and have your human under control. So certain things can't just have you going crazy, losing your mind no more. Yeah, you locking off all of that shit there. You're the master of it. You're standing on your square. Do you understand? So your second brain, you men, can't override your first brain no more. Because you've mastered this obelisk. That's why you wear the apron as the Egyptian. You wore an apron over that shit. And the apron was lifted up, meaning there's an erection under there. Symbolically, that meant that, yo, I've mastered my erection. No gal can't come and manipulate me based on no sex. Because I don't operate off sex. You could look like the hottest woman in the world. If I don't vibe with your spirit, you need to take that hot ass body some fucking where else. Yeah, I'm not down with it. I don't want it. Like, it don't control me. I'm not controlled by that type of shit. Because I'm trying to get over my human. I'm not trying. I'm mastering my human. I'm bringing my highest, my higher self over my animal self, like the Sphinx. Yeah, so my highest self is conquered the animal self that comes from the flesh or the earth. Do you understand what I'm saying? So yeah, how long do you think the world can go on like this? How long do you think even this jobs market and this economy is going to hold up? Yeah, and how did it get to this where we're all so dependent on the economy? No, how come more people don't grow their own food? What was done to encourage people to, you know what, don't grow your own food or nothing. Just rely on the Tesco or the Sainsbury and buy your shit in cans and buy your shit in packages that's got preservatives in it. Nothing's fresh. The meat ain't fresh, the vegetables ain't fresh. Half the shit, all the goodness has been taken out of it, whether it's through freezing or adding artificial shit. Yeah, it's all dead food. You understand what I'm saying? How did we get here? When all we have to do is go outside and say, yo, have you got carrots? Yeah, I'm planting some carrots. Yeah, I'm planting some spinach or whatever else. Yeah, and growing food. How did we get to the stage where we're all so lazy, we just depend on some fucking people out. We don't know who they are. People we don't even know. We just let them handle all the food, handle all our food. We'll just go Sainsbury's or we'll just go Tesco. How did we get here? When did we get here? When did it stop being us like, bastard, I'm growing my own food? From the, because when I was in Antigua, niggas grow their own food. I grow my own food over there. I was saying to Pods and them today, when I was in Antigua, I had like 100 goats, like 130 sheep. I had a vineyard, carrots, spinach, fucking peppermint teas, anything you can think about, tomatoes, onions. So my point is, when I used to go shop in the Caribbean, it's only for things like, oh, can I have some cooking oil? Yeah, I need some sugar. I need some washing up liquid. Nigga, I don't go to buy food because we grew our own food and we sold it. So if you need vegetables and shit, I'll drive around in my dad's fucking Land Rover, old ass Land Rover. The back, there's meat in there chopped up. That meat's already got already sold because I've already got buyers. So I need to drop this half a leg to my man's house. He's bought it for this much. I'm driving around the village dropping shit off. This is since the age of 14. You understand what I'm saying? That was me. Every weekend, I'm butchering some sheep and some goat, and I'm selling vegetables and shit around the village in Antigua. That's how I came up. So first, I had to learn how to butcher. More time, if this system fell down, do you know how to butcher a goat? Do you know how to take the skin off? Do you know how to take out all the shit, the guts and stuffs that you don't eat? Do you know how to grow food? Do you know how to nurture this food or grow some spinach or grow some carrots? You know, most of us don't know nothing about nothing other than this system of what they've given us of work. You're an employee. So basically you can't look after yourself. You're like one of them domestic animals that needs a human owner to feed him. If the human ain't there, that animal's dead. It's not like a cat where it can just go back in the wild and fucking it's still got all its natural instincts. So that's how you're supposed to look at us right now as humans in this system. You're like a domesticated animal. So now you can't fend for yourself because you can't grow food. You don't even think it's important. You understand what I'm saying? You can't make your own clothes. You can't build your own house. You don't know nothing about agriculture. You don't know nothing about land preparation. You don't know nothing about nothing. You only know what they told you, and what they told you is nothing. They basically lied to you about everything. So you don't know nothing. And most of us are just winging it. Yeah, we're happy to know nothing, to just go through this society for the next 20 years and and then you just got some little shitty pension. Yeah, you ready to fucking curl up and go in your grave. Nah, that shit has to done now. This is the end of all of that. We seen that our mothers and fathers, they were the last generation to do that. We ain't here for that. We here to change this bitch. That's why we don't fit in. We never was meant to fit in. Because this world has become something other than what it was meant to be. And we've been sent here to bring it back. You understand? Not conform. Not fucking be like the Nets man or compare ourselves to the Nets gal. Understand? We're not that. We're here to just be. What do you bring to the table as you? What have you come to the earth to share with the earth? To give back to the earth? To share with the people? Do you understand? How will you announce yourself? Are you just going to hide behind your screen and just watch other people like me? We can have this conversation like 100 times a year in different formats from different angles, but I'm going to keep bringing you back here until more of you are taking back your power to say, bastard, I can do way more. There's shit I can do art or I can do singing. I'm going to incorporate some of this shit into my music. Do you understand? Whatever. Or I write stories. I'm going to make some stories like George Orwell did. Whatever it is you do, there's a role for you. That's why you're here. If there wasn't a role for you, you wouldn't even be here. Unless you're a fucking clone, or you're an NPC, or you're one of them Cabbage Patch fuckers, or you was fucking in an incubator. You understand what I'm saying? If you're here for a reason. You're here to give something to this cause, to this revolution, to this holy fucking war. You're not here to just hide behind your fucking phone camera or your laptop and just, yo, be scared of Illuminati and be scared of this and be scared of that and be scared to speak and be scared to love and be scared to be loved. All of that's bullshit. That's the illusion. That's them 30 spirits I'm talking about when I gave you that 30 spirits light. So they started censoring us from that event 201. That was well thought out because they knew the onlyest thing that could stop them from doing this scamdemic thing is people like me, Jedefre. Yeah? Meaning people they want to label as conspiracy theorists. Nigga, we're the heroes of the earth right now, even though y'all don't say it enough. All the people that went through that period, oh, he's a conspiracy theorist. Oh, she's a conspiracy theorist. Nigga, we were right about 500 times. If it was a football game, I'm up on you niggas about 500 none. You understand? We might as well call the game off. Like fucking when I reached 10 none. We at like 500-0 right now. Yeah? And nobody's saying bastard. Even though you see it on social media, them little memes, yo, the conspiracy theorist was right. No one's really calling out the government and all these people. We was right, man. We told you they trying to kill your ass, nigga. You in the last fucking days, Ragnarok, Armageddon. Most of us don't listen to stuff like this, yeah? Because Jedefre's not Elon Musk. Jedefre's not Bill Gates. He don't have that type of money behind him, and he don't have the right color. Black people's authority must be white. I don't care what black people tell themselves. It's all in their actions. Words don't mean nothing to me. Do you understand? I'm a master of words. Words is easy for me. It's actions that I'm looking at, patterns. You understand what I'm saying? And when I look at black people, it's like, bastard, black people are gone, you know, lost. Yeah, and there's a remnant, a small minority that's really on the right thing. Everybody else, it looks right. It sounds right. It sounds wicked. Some of it sounds better than the realness. Wait, oh, that's snake oil. But you know what? This sounds so great. I wish this was real. Because it sounds so nice. You got to be careful of this conscious community, man. And these people that just come and speak out their ass. Because they know bullshit sounds good. You can not know what the fuck you're talking about, but be so good at spinning up this conversation that it sounds better than Jedefre. It sounds like, yo, Dan, this, yo, have you heard my man? I'm not even going to call no names. Because you can decide for yourself. But that nigga there selling. And if I drew him off line and sat him down, yeah, and quizzed him, you ain't nothing like how you are online. Like if you take me away from my books, I'm the same person. I don't have a book right now. I'm hardly using these notes, but I don't need Treasures in the Sun here, or the Holy Tablets, or the Bible, or the Quran, or none of that. But some of these people, you don't see what they've got set up there, where they're just reading from a book because they need to, not because they want to share something with you. They need to. Their whole shit's a scam. This is a snake oil thing. Do you understand what I'm saying? And just because people are like, yo, I like that person, you know, I like how he looks. So because I like how he looks, I'm willing to listen to all this snake oil and have it like it's something for real, like it's written in stone. Or I like this chick here. So because she's got big tits and I just watch it just because I like her tits, yeah, I just fucking back her. You understand? And this is what's going on with the blind leading the blind right now. It's like we're dealing with likes. We're not dealing with what the person's saying. We're dealing with, do I like this person or not? You know what? I don't like Jedefre. I don't listen to him. Do I like this person or not? You know what? I like Rashad Jamal. I'm going to fucking listen to him, even though I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. I haven't even checked whether what he's talking about is right or wrong. But because there's all this hype around his name, I'm jumping on that hype. And there's no disrespect to Rashad Jamal. I love Rashad Jamal. I was just using him as an example. You see what I'm saying? So people are, it's more about not the message, the messenger. People are looking at the messenger. Oh, I don't like Kanye West, you know. He's a fucking devil worshipper because he married Kardashian and he used to be in... So what? Do you understand? That's why we should be listening to him, because he's somebody who was deep in the bitch, yeah? And when you listen to somebody, we've got this thing in the world now, how this world became what it is. What this world is now is like, if I tell you a piece of knowledge, most people think they have to believe in it or not believe in it, yeah? When you don't have to do nothing. You can be totally neutral. You can listen to somebody like me or anybody else, and You're not listening to me to decide whether you believe it or not. You're listening because you want to be aware. So now you can take this awareness and in your own time, you can weigh up as to whether you think this is right or wrong based on research, based on scrutiny. Do you understand? Based on discussion, not based on just emotion, emotional reaction or how you feel. Do you understand what I'm saying? But based on a deep scrutiny of the thing. You don't have to agree with someone or disagree with them every time you're learning knowledge. You can be neutral. People think unity means we got to agree on everything. And if I don't agree with you, then that's a big problem. Nigga, you're not supposed to agree with anyone on everything. You're not even supposed to agree with Dr. York on everything. Because you're you. Do you understand? And you got to take what works for you and leave the rest. And what works for you might not work for her or might not work for him, but it works for you. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so we got to understand these little jewels here. Otherwise, it don't even make no sense us talking about we want to be woke. Woke is a bullshit thing. Woke is all of that fake shit that's camouflaged as some kind of nuabu or some kind of spiritual liberation. Nigga, woke ain't gonna liberate no one. That's why this world is what it is today, because we've given to things like this. We came up with woke. Black people, that's one of our slangs. Yo, this nigga woke. Or yo, that sister woke. Yeah? Somewhere along the line in 2020, that got hijacked by white women. Woke, feminists, woke. They hijacked that shit. That's not even ours no more. So when they're talking about woke, they could be talking about them alphabet clubs and shit. Yeah? LBGTQ and stuff. That's woke, nigga. Do you understand what I'm saying? There's all type of weird shit now that's considered, yo, they're woke. And so they use it and try and, yo, that's woke, you know, black people are woke. Yo, black people are gay. So every time we put this lesbian shit, let's put black people. Every time we put this homo shit, let's put black people. Yeah, woke, yeah? And all of us is sleepwalking using these fucking stupid terms. When Dr. York warned us about these slangs, yo, stop using slangs because it's dead in your brain. It's numbing off your brain and stuff. You understand? Stop working in the matrix in the system because it's dead in your brain. It's numbing off your brain and stuff. That's why you have that lethargic feeling when you're done work. You could have 5 plans. When I finish work, I'm going to do this, 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 and this. And when you reach home, the only thing you can do, bastard, I'm whipped. I can't even fucking watch a film because I'm so drained from these leeches. Yeah? I've just got to go sleep, nigga. Nigga, I'm going to sleep. And then by the time you blink, it's morning. Bastard, I got work in an hour. Do it again. Some Groundhog Day shit. Don't y'all niggas get bored of that shit? So this whole thing from the start was about the centralization of power, where fewer and fewer families and people are having a bigger, larger chunk of the pie, the land, the money, the gold, the food. They telling you eat bugs. Nigga, them niggas is eating steak. Yeah? They flying on jets and telling you about green this and green that and climate change this and climate. Richie Sunak flew to his last shit in a private jet. You understand? And they don't say nothing about it. They mention it on the news. Oh, people are saying, oh, Richie flew on a private jet, but you're talking all this climate change shit. And then they just skip. That's it. That's all they say about it. That's not even like, hold on, pull the record up. Let's stick on this. Hold on, mate. You understand? But we just allow it. Nobody calls this out. Humans at this point are mad. I'm talking about collectively. It is a chicken farm. It's a fucking chicken farm. If you notice, they've censored my chicken farm videos because they're like, bastard, this shit's serious what he's talking about here. Yeah? But anyway, they didn't even need to censor it because most niggas ain't even got the attention span to fucking watch something like that. You know how much people tell me, oh, yo, I can't watch your video, you know, because it's 2 hours and 30 minutes. So you can't find 2 hours and 30 minutes out of your day. It don't even have to be in one day. But you can't find 2 hours and 30 minutes out of your week. Nigga, there's 24 hours in a day is what they tell us, right? So fucking, yo, you got that times 7. So you're telling me in a week, you can't dedicate yourself to like, yo, I'm watching half an hour here and I'm watching 20 minutes here. I do. I hate videos that are 2 hours, 3 hours long. I'm being serious with you. I don't like them being that long. But the kind of content that we're coming with to unravel this bullshit, you can't just like, what I'm doing, I can't make it no more simpler for you. Like, this is as simple as I can make it for you. And some of that is necessary sometime for that shit to be 2 hours and 30 minutes, yeah? Or 2 hours and fucking 15 minutes, or an hour and 45 minutes. Most people's attention span is set at about, and this is serious, take this note away with you, yeah? Most people attention span is around about 2 minutes and seconds, you know. After 2 minutes and seconds, your mind's already flickered to something else. You've drifted off somewhere else, yeah? And then fucking 2 minutes into that drift, you've now drifted off somewhere else. So a lot of people are scattered. They thoughts are just like this. Yeah, and they're just bouncing from here to there to there to everywhere to everywhere. There's no control over this conversation that's in the background in their mind, but it's always going on. Jedefre don't roll like that. Jedefre spends so much time in silence. It's like with the water when you're looking in the stream and you can't see your reflection because the water's all troubled. And then when the water settles down and becomes still now I can see myself. I can see my reflection. So that's how I started training myself. Like, bastard, I need this shit to stop. Yeah? I need this shit to, somebody said only 2 hours. Sir Embassy, laugh out loud, only 2 hours, low tension span, continue speaking, brother. Yeah, exactly. But that's what I'm saying. It's set like most people's attention span, and it starts in school, you know, where children are asking less and less questions and their attention span is coming less and less because we're giving them these gadgets early now. Just to shut him up, we bought him a tablet. We think that's good because you got peace and quiet. They're not in your face all the time. You buy the little nigger a tablet. That tablet's more destructive than you could ever imagine for a youth who's at a certain age where his brain's not even developed that enough for him to know, yo, I've had enough of this tablet. It's time for me to take a break. Or unless you're doing that as the parent, okay, you can have 1 hour on it. Do you understand? Because there is ways around it. I'm not just going to paint brush like everybody's doing the wrong thing. I'm just trying to give you a general understanding of the point I'm trying to make, right? So a lot of us are doing this, and the attention span in the children is gone. It's not the same. Like, I'll be serious with you, and I'm not saying this because it's me. My attention span is long. I can pay attention for somebody will say, okay, that's not normal. They'll say, that's crazy. How do you think I write books? I can say I'm going to write this book, Treasures in the Sand, and my attention on this book, for me to write that book, I might have to sit down 8 hours certain days just writing this thing. 8 hours. It's like a job. It's like you left and went to your job, and 8 hours later you came back. It's the end of your shift. Nigga, I'm doing shifts on these books and that. I'm sat there writing for 8 hours. Sometimes I don't even need weed when I'm writing. It's the only time I don't need to smoke weed. When I'm writing in that state, if I smoke weed, my flow is gone. Now I've gone all... you see what I'm saying? If I just leave weed out and I'm just on that because I'm in that connection, then my attention span can just keep me there for time until I've achieved what I wanted to achieve. Okay, this is not good enough. I need to change this or change that or tweak this or tweak that. So, or an artist who's making a painting, or a mechanic who has to fucking focus on this, fixing this car and finding what the problem is. Or we don't make people like that no more. We only make employees. You understand? We make people who say, okay, I need a job. Okay, where's hiring? Okay, Tesco. Okay, in Tesco, I'm going to go behind a counter, and when people come, beep, beep, beep. And I'm not knocking no one that does that for a job. A job is a job. But I'm saying you should have some type of plan. You don't want to be doing that for the next 20, 30 years and thinking, yeah, I made a success of my life because I spent 30 years in Tesco and never aspired for nothing more. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. And a lot of people do. Like, that's enough for them. They could be a dustbin man for 20 years or a prison guard for 30 years. When I was in jail, there were screws, and I'd be like, how long you been working here? And if a screw told me something like, yo, 22 years, I'd be like, bastard, so that's a life sentence. And they'll be like, yeah, I can't wait to leave this job. But I've been here this long, I'm so comfortable with it. You know, it's convenient. They're in their comfort zone. And they will tell you, yeah, no, it's like a life sentence. Yeah, and people do this with certain jobs. They just stick in this, and people do this with countries where we don't go and travel and say, let me get out of England for a 2 week or 3 week and the West. I'm not going to Ayia Napa. I'm not going to fucking these places, Coachella. I'm going somewhere that's disconnected from this whole fucking Western illusion. Yeah, where, hold on, yo, I can feel the plug out. I've plugged the fuck out of the world. Now I'm in the real world, like the real world. I'm gonna meet real people, eat real food, hear real stories, learn about real experiences, real history of the region, hear real music, real instruments, all of that shit there. But we're just stuck here. We think this is life. We've been convinced that this is life and we belong here, where somewhere else we could be prospering way more than we are here. Shout out to Paper 555 who's been saying for time these kind of things. You understand what I'm saying? So this world here is based on the illusions that came before. So like I said, you got all of this stuff with the Rockefeller. Let's just start it from 1900s. Yeah. So Rockefeller and them, they changed the medical industry. They changed it into an allopathic medical industry. So it's not a homeopathic, holistic medical industry no more, because that's how it was before. We're dealing with the word homeopathy. You understand? We're dealing with natural remedies, plants, herbs, Mother Nature stuff. Yeah. Once you get into the allopathic, you're not dealing with Mother Nature no more. You're dealing with everything that's synthetic. Where okay, what's that plant there? Aloe vera. What's its chemicals? What's its properties? Okay, let's mimic it now synthetically. So let's make a synthetic aloe vera. Once they make the synthetic aloe vera, they don't use aloe vera no more. They use the synthetic one. Why? Because they can't patent aloe vera. Because they can't patent aloe vera. Aloe vera's got side effects because it's allopathic. When Jadefri was telling you guys this shit, no one was listening other than my scribe tribe, my superstars, scribe tribe. Nobody was listening. People looking at me like, why are you saying this? Why are you writing this? Who the fuck do you think you are? Nigga, I am Jadefri Memnon. The fuck you think this is? You understand? Now, everybody has to listen to this shit. Not from me, but from Mzungu. They out there on CNN, Redacted, BBC, all these different platforms telling you all the shit Jadefre tried to tell you in a simple book. Well, I said, yo, give me £30 and you can have a 3-year head start on all these motherfuckers. I ain't giving that nigga no £30 for a book. But I bet you spend £30 on weed or a fucking Gucci bag or a phone, yeah, or hair and beauty. But you don't want to liberate yourself because you think it's about me liberating me. Nigga, I don't care about your fucking money. Yeah. What I care about is when I go back to my source, they say, you know what? Great job. That's all what I care about. Yeah. So a lot of you have got this thing fucked up where you won't support the thing. You won't. There's 9 people watching now. There's 5 likes. So 4 of you haven't even had the decency to say, you know what? I'm going to like my man's thing. Yeah. This is how fucking slow we are as a people. We don't understand. Boy, me putting a like on this, even if it's 1 more, 6 is more than 5. So I've contributed to this life today. I've not just come here and watched it and just said, okay, let me have a watch of this. Okay, yeah, I'm gone now. Let me watch something else. You fucking contributed to the revolution. Just a simple thing like putting a like on someone's video or sharing it. Yo, I shared your video to my cousin, you know, or I shared the video to a friend circle. I put it in this group or whatever. Yeah, or I recommended. Some of us don't contribute to nothing and then realize why, and then wonder why our life is unfulfilled. Wonder why our life feels like shit. Wonder why our love feels like shit when we don't really consider, yo, how can I contribute? Because this nigga's gave me so much. He's given me so much clues and so much eyes. Yo, if I go and watch a young even before I press play, I'm pressing a like on there. Even if I don't like it, I know what that like means to the algorithm and to that video. And even if I don't like it, I'm not going to say, oh, I don't like that video, let me take the like off it. Nah, we're at war. We're in a holy war. We're in a war for the narrative. We're in an information war. We're in a social media war. What do you bring to this war? Because like we were saying before, people now are followers. They follow celebrities, they follow pages, they follow traditions, they follow government advice, they follow... You understand? But where are the trailblazers that are making their own path and making their own lane and showing an alternative view or route or method? You understand? And these are the ones more time you see that's being censored, yeah? So now, the Philadelphia experiment, 1943, who spoke about this, which was a part of the Manhattan Project. And the Manhattan Project involved big names like Albert Einstein, Werner von Neumann, them top Nazi fucking scientists that came in on Operation Paperclip, Nikola Tesla, the biggest name of them all of these motherfuckers, you had about 300 scientists, all the biggest names in the whole fucking world, working under this Manhattan Project. You had the Philadelphia Experiment, you had the Rainbow Project, all these different projects, Operation Looking Glass, different shits going on under this umbrella thing called the Manhattan Project. Let's focus on the Philadelphia Experiment for what we're talking about here. How did the world get to where it is? Yeah, there was a live where I was telling you guys about this, saying in 1943, the US government was like, bastard, you know, all this like esoteric shit. Ancient Egypt, you know, time travel, fucking dimensions and all this stuff. I think it's worth us having a look at it. So the CIA reached that stage, bastard, let's have a look at this shit. Yeah, the US Army, I should say. Yeah, so the US Army put all the money behind this shit. Let's start a fucking experiment and see if we really can use Einstein's theory of relativity and really, because he's saying there's a magnetic field and there's a time field, and so when they do their mathematical models, they can say, okay, so this means we should be able to time travel, or we should be able to do this in this theory. So let's now test all of this shit out. We're putting full money and top dollar into this, oh shit, into this secret program, yeah? Oh, I saved it. Into this secret program, yeah, this shit wasn't plugged in all the time, yeah? So that shit could have just died on, man. I'm glad that it made that sound. Anyway, they put the money behind this thing. They used 16 sailors. They used Nikola Tesla to build what's kind of like a nuclear reactor. So Nikola Tesla, with all his brain power, he built this machine that's basically like the sun. It's like a miniature sun. And it generates so much electromagnetic energy, it can access the Earth's own magnetic field and so this thing was so successful, they knew it would access the magnetic field, but they never foreseen the other shit that it would do, because obviously their knowledge is limited. You get me? So fucking when they've did this thing now, obviously we know the details of the Philadelphia experiment, and if we don't, I don't want to talk over the same details. We spoke about this before. Why I've mentioned it again is because I want to clarify certain things and add to it. So if you're not familiar with the Philadelphia experiment, after hearing this, do your own research of it. You can even start on our page. I can't tell you what video it is we were speaking about this. There's a few. I know there's 370 odd videos now, so it's a mad thing. But if you do take the time to go through these lives, you'll see that it comes up more than one time. So I'm not going to like tell you the details of, in that regard, of the Philadelphia experiment in detail here. But what I want to say is it was more successful than they had expected. So a lot of calamities and catastrophe. It was catastrophe. Yeah, it was catastrophic and successful at the same time. So what happened? They did access the Earth's magnetic field and was able to make their crafts invisible, because that was their original intention. Can we achieve invisibility? Because a war's coming up with these fucking Russians, these Nazis and shit, yeah? And we want to test this out, because if we could have invisibility, that's like the ultimate shit in that time. Them niggas don't even know we turning up, nigga. We turning up invisible and smoking niggas. So they really put the money into trying to access the Earth's magnetic field to see if they could make the ship in the Bay of Philadelphia with the 16 sailors on it disappear. They did. They made it disappear, but they did much more. It not only disappeared, it fucking teleported and time traveled. I'm talking thousands of miles away. The whole shit just teleported and then went back to, I can't remember where it went, from Philadelphia to somewhere else, but some other state and shit in another port. And everyone was reporting it. Yo, the USS Eldridge, because that's what the ship was called. That shit just turned up in this fucking dockyard. People are freaked out. Like, where did it come from? And then it just disappeared again. That was the same Philadelphia experiment, yeah? But there was a side effects. Like, all of them sailors who was on that boat, something happened to them. They didn't die. They went mad. They lost their minds and shit. They just went fucking all muddy, man. Do you understand? So they realized, bastard, when you put humans through certain things, if you ain't got the right settings and stuff, because remember, your atoms are molecules. So if you beam me up, Scotty, from here, you have to make sure when you beam me back down, you're putting all these molecules and stuff in the right place. Otherwise, it could be like, hold on, what's gone wrong with Jadefre? Like my eye might be down here or some shit. Or you understand what I'm saying? Or my shit might be back to front. It's all fucked up. So if you don't know exactly what you're doing when you're doing them type of shit there, is a whole bunch of calamities and miscalculations that, yo, that's death, bro. So the whole shit fucked up and they tried to hush it up because niggas died. And the ones that didn't die lost their fucking mind and shit, man. You understand? Some of them, they killed them because these niggas was like, there's a liability. He was going to speak out. Yo, chuck that nigga out the window, bro. Like, research it for yourself. The reason why I've said all of this now, spun off to this, is to say this. If you notice how time operates right now, it's totally out of whack. It's not wrong. If you like watch time, and we all know time is relative, yeah, and we all know time is in the wrong calendars and the wrong settings and all of that shit there, but still, if you check time right now, you realize, hold on, every day isn't the same length. Like when they tell us every day is 24 hours, no it ain't. Some days are shorter than some. The last time I checked, first it started at, we was missing 6 seconds in certain days. This might sound mad to you guys, but I'm meticulous, so I can't explain it, but there's ways that I know that about seconds missing and shit from the day. So I started to notice, hold on, there's 6 seconds missing from the day. There's only 23 hours, 56 minutes and 6 seconds. You imagine that? That's how my brain works. You understand? And then I noticed, hold on, there's only 16 hours in a day right now. There's not 24 hours. But we're so stupid, we just taking this shit what they told us. Okay, there's 24 hours in a day. No, there ain't. Do you understand what I'm saying? Not at that point, there was 16. And then last year, it went down to 12. What if I told you there's only 12 hours in a day? And a lot of you still think there's 24 hours in a day. You understand? I should say in a day and night, because we know there's 12 hours day and 12 hours night. What I'm trying to say is there's now only 6 hours day and 6 hours night. There's only 12 hours in Monday. There's only 12 hours in Tuesday. But the magic and the clocks and stuff that they're using makes for, if you don't have the scroller eyes, you can't see that. You think there's still 24 hours in a day because the magic they're using, the clocks ain't showing nothing different. The clocks are still going on like it's 24 hours in a day. So sometimes I'll wake up in a day and the way my brain is tracking time, because I'm tracking from moments. I don't go by the Gregorian calendar. Do you understand? So I can even create more time for myself by going back to the original calendar and staying away from this calendar. That's why more time, if I'm in that calendar, you'll see I won't have a watch on because the watch locks me into this time zone. So if I'm in the matrix, I don't mind wearing a watch. But if I'm outside the matrix into the Akasha, I can't have a watch on. Do you understand? And you might have noticed that sometimes. You might not have. You understand? But when you're in moment to moment with a 1,000 moments in every first and then 100 firsts in every second, then they can't catch me. I'm too meticulous. I'm like the hawk. You're not going to pass them seconds you're robbing off me. Even though you might think, oh, it's only 1p, no one's going to notice. Nigga, I noticed them 6 seconds that you trying to rob off me with your CERN and all of that stuff. So what I'm saying, all this tracks to the Philadelphia experiment. Once they did that experiment, it caused ripples in the fabric of space and tore a vortex in the Earth's own grid. In the Earth's aura, she's got a gigantic tear in there. They telling you it's from climate change. Oh, the greenhouse effect, global warming and stuff. Nah, nigga, they did it with their experiment. They teared a giant vortex in this Earth, yeah, and have all type of entities. Yo, bastard, we can just jump through the vortex into Earth, and make a madness. And ever since, it's been a madness on Earth because they couldn't close the vortex for a long time. They ran another experiment in 1947, another Philadelphia experiment that not much people know about, to try and close the hole and try and sell Alfred Bielik, send him back through the fucking vortex to turn the machine off, because the machine never turned off. It all fucked up. Like I've said, we've explained this before in other lives. I'll find what the lives is exactly and post it on the comments. So if any of you want to go and watch those ones that really speak deeper into the Philadelphia experiment, you can go and watch it. You understand? But it fucked up and it caused a lot of problems. One of them was time for the Earth ever since is now out of whack. We're not in natural time no more. It's created multiple timelines in Earth, because we already know there's a multiverse with multiple timelines. But I'm talking about on Earth. We've got multiple timelines clashing and running at the same time. Do you understand? And it's causing a glitch. And so this glitch is called the Mandela effect. It started in the Philadelphia experiment in 1943. Yeah. So along the 40th parallel, yeah, you have, especially along the 40th parallel throughout the whole fucking world, you have these what's called Mandela effects. And they call it the Mandela effect because people first noticed it with Nelson Mandela. What did they notice with Nelson Mandela? They noticed that a lot of people, let's say 20 million people, believe strongly that Nelson Mandela died in the 70s or the 80s or whenever it was. They're adamant. I'm talking about in every country, if you round up all the people that tell you Nelson Mandela died in the 70s, it's something like 20 million people. All of them will tell you, yo, my man, I remember watching it. He died. Yeah? But we know Nelson Mandela only died like, when was it? 2014. He died in 2014 on this timeline. You understand? It's the same with Martin Luther King and Kennedy. Yeah. Some people be like, yo, they got shot in 1969. Other people are like, no, it was 1968 because we're dealing with more than one timeline. When they did this Philadelphia experiment, yeah, they eventually made time travel technology out of the knowledge that they learned from it. They learned that, okay, all of us humans have a zero time reference that we're born with. So when you're born as that crying baby, yeah, Mother Nature has locked you onto this timeline. So you've got a lock on you that stops you floating across timelines and fucking different realities and shit, man. You have to have like a weight or a lock on you, yeah? And there's a way where you can just unplug that lock. And if you unlock it, you realize, hold on, there's no past, present, and future. All of that shit's happening right now. Yeah? So all that ancient stuff we're talking about, you think that was in the past, but the past is now. It's still going on now. And you think, okay, this shit ain't happened yet because this is the future. Nigga, that future is now. You just ain't fucking linked into it yet. So it's like, imagine if there was a wall here, a high wall, and I can't see over the wall. But imagine if I got myself up on this wall and climbed over it and jumped over the wall now. I'm bastard, I'm in the future. But this wall is blocked me. So we think, okay, it's just the now. And the past is behind us. There's a wall behind me blocking the past. And there's a wall in front of me blocking the future. But if I can take these walls down, then the future and the past is right now. Do you understand what I'm saying? But for this simulation to run, this physical simulation, there had to be a time lock. And you have to earn the privilege or have permission, like a passport, to just travel across timelines and shit. That's why everyone's got a time lock. It's called your birthday. That's your zero time reference. You understand what I'm saying? So they learned all this shit with the Philadelphia experiment, and they start creating time machines like the Nazi Bell that Hitler and them had, because they already had this technology even before Tesla and them. They was creating these time machines and going back and shift and changing shit like they show you in that movie, The Butterfly Effect. They was going back in time and realizing, bastard, if I move this watch just from here to here, that's changed the whole of fucking history. Because that watch ain't supposed to be there. It's there. So if I move that watch to there, now that action leads to another action, leads to another action. Now this timeline's gone on down a whole totally different direction than it would have if the watch stayed there. Do you understand what I'm saying? The butterfly effect kind of business, yeah? So they started changing stuff, saying, okay, so yo, because I told this to my guys as well, Puds and Ack will confirm, we spoke about this today. I says to them, both Martin Luther King and Kennedy were successful. And they were so successful that these niggas had to go and change the timeline. They had to travel back and kill Martin Luther King and Kennedy to change the trajectory of where the planet was going, because they were successful. Kennedy was a success at what he did, to the point where they was like, bastard, can we go back in time and change some shit so this Kennedy shit don't happen? And the same with Martin Luther King. Yo, these black niggas is woken up. He's fucking got them. Yo, we have to kill him. And he didn't die when they shot him. He died in hospital when they fucking suffocated him, because he didn't die from that gunshot wound. But all of this, what I'm telling you, is when you say, why I say to you, how did the world come to this? All of these little keys I'm giving you, please go and research these keys I'm giving you. Yeah? When they dropped the bomb, Hiroshima bomb on Mother Earth, on Kai, planet Earth, it nearly ended Mother Earth. It nearly cracked her surface open, to the point where all of these fucking aliens and shit have to come here and monitor what's going on. Because if you crack the Earth, it's like me cracking something in where's the watch gone? Everything inside this watch works in a kind of like it complements each other. It's a machine inside here. All the cogs turn each other. And if one thing's taken out, the whole thing stops. It's compromised. Do you understand? And so when you see solar systems, you should see the same as inside this watch. So if I take Mother Earth out or crack her surface, that can fuck up the whole solar system. Now all the cogs are gonna fucking be out of whack, and this thing might move out of its orbit because the Earth's ain't here to hold it. The attraction ain't there to hold it in that spot no more. So if the Earth goes, this next planet Mars might whack into something else because all the whole fucking, what do you call it, buoyancy. It's like when you drop a ball in the water and it bubbles up and down and stuff until it finds its buoyancy. Yeah, it's like the buoyancy is the same in the solar system. So certain things is not going to stay how they are. It's just going to turn into a star holocaust. So when they dropped that bomb on Earth, everyone was like, bastard, they're trying to kill all of us. They're trying to jeopardize this thing. Now we got to go here as the Intergalactic Confederation and totally monitor this Mzungu because he's worse than before. This this fucking dude trying to wipe out everyone and don't even know, still down here smiling. Yo, it was a success. Hydrogen bomb. That's what you're dealing with. That's why we're in this situation we're in now with all these fucking greys and reptilians and others. Not that they weren't here before, but now we got a whole influx of motherfuckers. Some of them are good, some of them are bad, some of them don't even know what the fuck they are. They just here like, yo, what can I get? What the fuck is up? You understand? And we down here on some fucking 5% brain shit. Fluoride. Still fucking talking about Jesus. Still trying to work out how black man and black woman are going to get together. Still wasting time on all these bullshit discussions. I say they're bullshit because we're supposed to be talking about strategies. We're supposed to be training. We're supposed to be learning self-defense. We're supposed to be learning how to shoot a motherfucking rifle, how to load it, how to clean it, how to take it apart, how to put it back together. Teaching our daughters, teaching our sons. Our daughters supposed to be able to defend ourselves. Our sons supposed to be able to defend ourselves. Our people supposed to be learning their own fucking curriculum and controlling their own education and controlling their own publishing groups and newspapers and travel and fucking industries, whether it's fashion industry, whether it's the sports industry, because you see what's happening to us out here. But nobody wants to take the commitment. Everybody is waiting for somebody else to do something. Everybody's planning, but nobody's doing. Nobody's just saying, okay, let me simply just be me and do what I've came to do. I was lost until I told myself that. Yeah? Until I found myself in jail looking at 25 years saying, yo, it's either you're going to go crazy, you know, or you already fucking crazy. So your choice is to believe in this shit, what you're hearing in your head, that it's some god shit, or you're fucking mad and you're going to rot in this bitch and you wasted your life. You never hit your potential. You never even put none of your books out. At that time, I had wrote about 3 books and never put none out. I lost them all. I don't know where the fuck they are. Some of them could be in this cupboard behind all of this furniture that my mum's got in it. Some of them could be at my dad's house. Some of them, I don't know where the fuck they are, and all type of shit. So when I went jail, my mind was like, see, you didn't even put no books out. That's some waste man thing. Now you're looking at 25 years in jail. What did you achieve in your life? What did you do? What's your legacy? What about your daughter? What about your son? You understand? It was a madness. I thought I was never going to come out of this the same ever again. I'm going to go mad and I'm going to get life. So I had to find a way in that madness to fucking, yo, I believe this. Fuck this. There's no way Anu's going to let me go out like this. I didn't agree to this shit here. And I'm not going to turn on myself now. I come too far to turn on myself. This is the greatest story never told. I'm going to walk out this bitch. All my haters' mouths is going to drop on the floor. They're going to say, bastard, this nigga's buried. He's dead. He's got life in jail, man. He punched someone that died. He ain't never coming out. And then they're going to see me walk out that bitch like, how the fuck did that nigga get out of this situation? And they going to have to say to themselves, nigga, that nigga's ordained by God. That nigga's favored by the gods. The gods got a different plan for him. Because I done seen this nigga get 22 years for punching a man and that nigga didn't even die. This nigga punched someone, the nigga died. One punch, bang, the nigga died. And the nigga walked out, only got 4 years. That man's from God. So I seen what power I possess to control my own destiny. So I owed it to the gods when I came out of jail. Like, bastard, I have to do this Jadef rating. Now I'm out of jail. I can't just, yeah, thanks, God. See you later. Let me go back to my old life and shit. Yeah, I promised them. I said, I'm never going to do rap again until I've done this thing with the books. When I put a book out, this Treasures in the Sand, when I actually publish it, then I'll go back to the music. Yeah, and feel like I've earned it. Now we on 6 books and shit. Because we started to see we had no choice. We was in jail looking at 25 years. We had to look at us. I had to turn the fucking focus on me. Like, how the fuck are you here? What are you about? Why did you come to Earth? What did you want to achieve when you came to Earth? What is your legacy about? What do you want to achieve if you leave here now? If you get the chance to leave here now, what would you do? How would you live your life? Now that your freedom's gone, do you value your freedom? Do you understand? I'm never going to be the same again after what I face. I'm never going to complain like people moan about all this trivial shit and that. I'm somebody who lost my whole freedom, who was staring it in the face like, bastard, I'm done. It's game over out here for me. And I had to conquer that. I had to face it. I had to think it out. Like, bastard, my mind is not going to, I'm not going to lose this mental battle. I'm going to have to write these books and become this thing that these gods are telling me about and realize that this was what I came here to do. So it's a mission for me. While the world is going mad and people are wondering how the fucking world got to this stage, nigga, I know exactly how the world got to this stage. I'm not confused about any part of the story. Do you understand? What's confused is the people that you're trying to tell, because they're so misguided with what they've been given, from their religion to their politics to their lifestyle to nationality, all these different little fucking mind traps. You have to like filter through just to get to the person, just to get a clear channel where it's like, bastard, I finally got them. Now I can finally talk to them. First I had to go through all of this minefield of stuff, religion and race and sex and fucking yo. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's very difficult. So the Philadelphia experiment happened in 1943, yeah, and on the 40th parallel, you will have these multiple timelines. Niggas can just appear out of thin air and shit, or disappear. The car's driving and the car just disappears. Yeah, where the fuck did the car go? Nigga, that car went Mandela defected. That shit ended up in some other dimension, yeah? Or you see a car driving and it just crashes. There's nothing there. But it's like there's something there. Just bam, the whole shit folds up and stuff. Yo, the thing was probably going 60 miles an hour. There's nothing there. But on another timeline, there is something there. It's probably a wall or some shit. The nigga went straight into a wall on another timeline. Like the Mandela effect started fucking around with things. Since they fucked around with these time machines. And you got Mandela dying in the 70s. And then, hold on, nah, he's not dead. He died in 2014. And people are like, hold on, I was in 1967. I remember, because my dad was this or what. You understand what I'm saying? And then they start seeing it with other things. People are like, yo, it was never the Jackson 5s. It was the Jackson 6. It's like, hold on, Jackson 6? Nigga, it was always the Jackson 5. Yeah, they had another brother, but it was called the Jackson 5. That other brother, he weren't included in the shit. It's Jackson 5. You understand? And there's certain little things like, this isn't true. I'm just giving you an example. Like, let's say the story, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Yeah? They'll say, okay, it was the Lion, the Witch, and the Cupboard. The Mandela effect will change it. So now it's just changed. There's things in the Bible that have changed, you know, from the Mandela effect. There's things like that, like in the title of a book that's changed, or pictures. There's, if you really study this Mandela effect and go, you'll say, hold on, this thing's for real. Like, certain things are being fucking changed. From the antics that these Mzungu have been doing with their time travel and the butterfly effect and messing around with things. So along the 40th parallel is where it's most fucking intense. It's all over the bitch. But along the 40th parallel is where it's most intense, especially in America, because that's where the thing happened. You understand what I'm saying? And what it means is every 40 years, that vortex reopens and fucks around with the time. So when you talk about 1943, 40 years after that is 1983, yeah? And then 40 years after 1983 is what? Exactly, 2023, where the fuck you and me are now. You understand what I'm saying? Yes. And then from there, 2023, 2063 will be the next one. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's why now, and if you look at Ras Ben, he gives you the date August the 12th, yeah? He says, yo, August the 12th 1943 was the date when they did the Philadelphia experiment. So when you get to August the 12th, 1983, some fucked up shit is going to be happening. Yeah? And then when you get to August the 12th, this year, 2023, according to Ras Ben, you better be sat on Earth, grounded, because some serious shit's about to happen to do with that Philadelphia experiment. And then from there, when you go to Dr. York's book, he kept giving you this date, August the 12th. The Anunnaki are going to return for you in the year 2000 on August the 12th. I always remember these dates because my memory is like that. Yeah, August the 12th, August the 12th, 2000 and fucking 2000. But if we're blocked, that means by these Muzungu, the US industrial military complex and the Galactic Republic and all these reptilians, if we're blocked, we're not going to reach you until August the 12th, 2030. We will reach you by then. August the 12th, 2030. Because on August the 12th, 2043, we have to be gone as Anunnakis, with or without you. Why? Because there's going to be a star holocaust and there's going to be a reset, rewipe here. And after that shit's happened, we'll bring back the people we've took and plant them back on the planet. And we'll have 1,000 years of peace and go into this new whole fucking new age of this realm. Yeah? But until then, you see how this is lining up with the Philadelphia experiment. So that lines up with Phil Snyder, who worked on Groom Lake, Area 51 and all them deep underground bases, him and his father, people like, and they met people like Val 4, who was working with the US government, the alien, the fucking Aldebaran, yeah, Val 4, yeah. So all of this shit ties together, yeah. The Manhattan Project, which is the parent project, and then all these little projects like the Philadelphia experiment and the Rainbow Project and shit underneath it. And so out of all of this stuff, the Philadelphia experiment in 1943 is what's developed now into what we're calling CERN. You see, when we talk about CERN and the Large Hadron Collider, yeah, in Switzerland, where they crash in these particles, well, at least that's what they say. All of that came out, they learned from fucking the Philadelphia experiment. So CERN's not new. That shit's been around a very long time, using all this Einstein, Nikola Tesla, Philadelphia, Manhattan Project shit and putting it into building on it and growing in their research and fucking with greys and reptilians and whoever else to further develop all of this shit. Whether it's your anti-gravity technology, whether it's progress on the Human Genome Project, whether it's AI and quantum, making the first quantum computer or the first cyborg or the first AI robot, all of this shit is coordinated across the board. But it started from what they did in the Philadelphia experiment in 1943. And that's what's causing these ripples throughout time as to why now, hold on, we've only got like 12 hours in a fucking day, 6 hours day, 6 hours night. But people ain't in the right, they're not in moments. They're dealing with seconds. Their whole time starts from second. They don't even have a first. Nigga, I'm weighing the moments. Yeah, so I can be in 1,000 moments as to why I can write these books. Because a minute to you might be quick. It's a quick thing. A minute, 1,000 moments to me can seem like an hour. Yeah, and it's less than a minute. But within that moment, I've already concepted, yo, this is going to be my fucking title, and this is how my thing is going to look, the cover, and rare. And we don't understand this, as to why I keep telling people, yo, you have to earn your time back. You have to take back, call back your power and call back your time, because it's something you have to earn. You understand? It's something you have to earn. And if you're not contracted to have certain things in this life, you can't have it. Certain people think, oh, you can just manifest your own reality. Like you can just manifest anything you want. It don't work like that. When you was incarnating, you signed a contract, so to speak, where you said, okay, I'm going to be privy to this, and this. This is going to be my challenges. This is going to be my situations. This is going to be my choices. If I make these choices, my life's going this way. If I make these choices, my life's going to go this way. And you're left to figure it out here. Do you understand what I'm saying? But nobody don't understand this shit properly. People are still coming from this Jesus thing or this Muslim thing, not knowing that that was just to dupe you, so that you wouldn't understand somebody trying to give you jewels like this. So the Philadelphia experiment was the cause of a lot of the problems that's going on today when we're dealing with time And we're dealing with the manipulation and the dilation of time, because it's written in the scriptures that in the end time will run out. And what that means, it will run out on itself. It will start raveling out. You understand? And that's what we're going through now. When you come out of the Bible and you go into Islam, they call it the quickening. They say, yo, Allah says in the end it will be the quickening, because he has to speed up time, because it will be so dread and be getting worse and worse and worse that if he don't speed up time, none of us will make it. So in Islam, they say, okay, that's the quickening, yeah. That's going to come in the last days. Alhamdulillah, Allah's going to speed up time. And if he doesn't, nobody will make it. You understand what I'm saying? But they're coming from the same angle of the Bible. When it's saying, yo, time's going to run out of on itself, you know, and just spiral out. Sometimes you wake up now, the day's done. You wake up and it's like, hold on, I woke up, it was 10 o'clock. And you blinked a couple times. It's like, hold on, it's 4 o'clock. How the fuck is it 4 o'clock? Now, either aliens are coming down, freezing time and snatching my ass up and abducting me, yeah, putting me back on Earth. And I'm thinking, hold on, how come it's 5 o'clock? Or the time. Manipulating the time just like they're manipulating the weather right now. They're speeding it up and they're slowing it down because they keep traveling in these time travel machines and creating more timelines and creating more multiple timelines. And these multiple timelines, they must converge, meaning they can't just be going on. And there's like 60 different timelines on Earth. These 60 different timelines converge on each other, and one of them must conquer the others. So they can switch us from one timeline to another by introducing another a set of timelines into the equation, and know, okay, we're going to end up on this one. Do you understand? But what they've found is all these timelines keep leading to the same place, which is World War III. None of the timelines are leading nowhere else. It doesn't matter which timeline they keep trying to fiddle about, but it keeps leading them to the same thing. Humanity wipes itself out with nuclear war. Yeah, whether it's China, whether it's Israel, whether it's Russia, whether it's America, one of them niggas is going to start off a nuclear fucking Armageddon, yeah, and wipe out humanity. They've been showing you this in movies for ages. Whether it's The Matrix, when Morpheus was like, yo, we fucked the world up. Climate, and that went. Yeah, that's one timeline. It was the climate. It fucked us up. So look, this is the world, Neo. The real. It's not, the sky is all fucking black and red and shit. The place is all barren and a motherfucker. He says, yo, so this is the real world. This is what happened. Humanity fucked up. We didn't take care of our emissions or whatever way they styled it. You know what I'm getting at, right? That's one timeline. Another timeline might be, yo, humanity bless the fucking button. But what they find is that nuclear one, the nuclear war, keeps overriding everything. It keeps ending up back at nuclear war till they start panicking. Yo, fucking hell, just mash up this looking glass thing. Yeah, there's no point having it no more, because we've known now we can't see past 2020, and we're gonna end up in a nuclear war. There's nothing we can do about it no more. They're so frustrated. They're like, yo, just fucking mash up the machine. So they took apart the machine. They don't want even want no one else to look at what they seen, because they seen what the end is, and they can't fucking change it, and they couldn't see past 2020. So we're into the unknown now. The government didn't see all this, like how people are gonna be now, and how everyone's waking up, and calling out Epstein and child sex, and they never seen all this. They seen all the way up